First of all, let me apologize in advance when the camera goes a-flying, because I am driving and I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now, and I can tell you the roads here are really, really bad. I mean, like on a 1 to 10 bad. I get a lot of questions in regards to tires, and that kind of goes to bad roads too. Now, and I'm not going to talk about, off-road and drag racing and cornering. This is strictly tires questions about dualies and hotshotting. Not semi-tires, not talking about that, but dualies and hotshotting. So the tires, when you select tires, there's a lot of things that go into that, right? You want to know what kind of traction needs do you have. If you're going to be driving in snow, or if you're going to be driving in just, a lot of rain, there's lots of different things out there. And I think everybody can figure that part out. My job here today is not to talk about tires, tractions, different tractions it takes to different jobs, and I think we can all pretty much figure that one out. What I'm going to talk about today is the kind of tire, the name brand of tire. That's what I'm going to talk about today. And I'm telling you, there are so many different tire options out there that people just don't know about, and they don't know about them because they're not on the side of a NASCAR. When you look at a Goodyear tire, it's a fantastic tire, don't get me wrong, or a Michelin tire, it's fantastic, and Firestone and Bridgestone, and those big names, Dunlop and some others, Yokohama, Toyo. And that just goes to show you another point, that we're used to buying tires that are not just built in the United States. But the reality is, those tires cost so much money because they do spend so much money to get into your head. Right? They give sets away for free to people, especially in the beginning when they're trying to build the business. And they're plaster names on the side of race cars. They're running ads on YouTube. They're running ads on TV. They're running ads everywhere in magazines. They're sponsoring races. They're doing all those things to get their name out there. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, there's a tire out there called a Kanai. That's K-N-A-I, a Kanai. It's a Korean tire, which are just at least the highest specifications like Japanese tires are. As a matter of fact, the Koreans mostly build tires because the United States taught them how to build tires. The point is that tire, no one's ever heard of it. Yet it's a fantastic tire. I mean, they do very well, and there's been people that have tested them against Goodyears and Firestones and everything, and they do very, very well against all those tires in comparison. But the one thing they have going for themselves is, if you look at an average Goodyear, and let's say an average dually sized tire, which is a 245 75-17, that's like a Ford F-350, 3500 and 4500 Dodge. The stock wheel, like a steel wheel that's on there, they typically come in that size. If you check out that tire size in a Goodyear, in a Firestone, and really in a Michelin, goes way up there, but they're anywhere from $295 to $340 a tire. You can buy the Kanai, and they have different things, like you can buy all seasons, highway treads, different things like that, and that's going to depend on the price. But let's say you get one of their more expensive tires, like an all-terrain tire. The only reason I say an all-terrain is because if you look at the all-terrain setups that they have, if you're going to go into snow, and that's the reason I mentioned those, because just in case you're in a snow area, because snow tires tend to be more expensive. But if you go and you look at those tires, they're $140 a piece. Now, of course, that's not mounted and balanced and all that. That's going to cost additionally, same as the other tire. But you can buy a tire that's half the price of the other tire, the Goodyear, the Firestone, the Dunlop. And what that means is, in a year's time, when you're burning down the road, and their tires, they're 40,000 mile tires, just like the Goodyears and stuff like that'll be. I mean, you can get into some of the upper end Michelins that are $300 or $400, $350 to $400 more in cost, that can get you down to 50,000 mile plus mark. But you go through two sets of them. So isn't it smarter to go through two sets of tires that cost the price of one set of tires? So don't be just pinned up into the NASCAR you saw run around tracks as Goodyear or Firestone or Dunlop and all that on the side, Bridgestones or Don't get stuck on those. There's a lot of tires out there. And there's no sponsorship by these folks, but if you go and you look at Priority Tire, it's prioritytire.com, you'll find a lot of that. There's some other ones, like there's another one out there called offsettire.com. They're another place that handles a lot of these tires. And again, nothing against the Goodyear Firestones. They're great tires, made in America if that's what you want to buy. I'm just simply telling you that if you go and you buy a tire like that one, you're buying a tire that's made in Korea by a Korean company that's owned by an American company. I know that seems silly, but that American company has places here. There's companies out there. This is another point I want to make. There's companies out there like Goodyear. Goodyear owns subsidiary companies like Multi-Mile, and Multi-Mile are cheaper than Goodyear. They're the same tire as Goodyear. But you don't see a NASCAR going by that says Multi-Mile on the side of it. It says Goodyear on the side of it. It's the same relationship that you might find in Nissan and Infiniti, or Toyota and Lexus, you know. So when you go to look at these tires, check out Priority Tire, see what you think about them. Thank you for watching.